With so many video games getting sequels this year, we just had to make a list of 6 video games that deserve a sequel. And here they are. Red Dead Redemption is an open-world western action-adventure. It was released for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 on May 18, 2010. The game, set during the decline of the American frontier in the year 1911, follows John Marston, a former outlaw whose wife and son are taken hostage by the government and ransomed for his services as a bounty hunter. Having no other choice, Marston must set out to bring 3 members of his former gang to justice. With this great story and fun multiplayer, a sequel must be in the works.
We don't do deals with outlaws, boy. Yeah, you do! You are the bounty hunter, huh? Your country loves...
The Last of Us is an action-adventure survival horror video game. It was released for the PlayStation 3 on June 14, 2013 and remastered for the PlayStation 4 on July 29, 2014. Players control Joel, a man tasked with escorting the young girl named Ellie across the post-apocalyptic United States. The game is played from the third-person perspectives. Players use firearms, improvised weapons, and stealth to defend against hostile humans and zombie-like creatures. In the game's online multiplayer, up to 8 players engage in a cooperative and competitive gameplay in recreations of single-player settings. A game like this, with its great story and fun multiplayer, has to have a sequel somewhere in development.
You see, I believe everything happens for a reason.
Mafia II is an action-adventure video game. It was released on August 23, 2010 for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Microsoft Windows. A Mac OS port was released in December of 2011. Set within the fictional Empire Bay, the story follows a gangster in his efforts to climb through the ranks of the Mafia crime families. Players control Vito Scaletta, a World War II veteran who becomes caught up with the Mafia when trying to pay back his father's debts. The player's criminal activities may incite a response from law enforcement agencies, measured by a wanted system that governs the aggression of their response. Mafia II received generally positive reviews from critics, with praise particularly directed at the story. If you have never played this game, you should go out and give it a try. You won't regret it.
One time. About time you showed up.
These guys ain't cops.
Battlefield Bad Company 2 is a first-person shooter video game. It was released for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, iOS, and Kindle Fire. It was a direct sequel to the Battlefield Bad Company game and also part of the Battlefield game series. It was released worldwide in March of 2010, being launched first on the 2nd of March. The game is primarily a squad-level first-person shooter based in contemporary modern warfare setting. Additionally, the game includes a single-player campaign where the player resumes the role of Preston Marlowe, the protagonist from the original game. The game's Frostbite 1.5 engine allows for destructible environments. The multiplayer maps, which allow for 5 different game modes, contain a wide selection of vehicles, aircrafts, and emplacements. The game was met with positive reception from critics. It's also becoming a commercial success, having sold in excess of 9 million units since its initial release. 7 VIP map packs as well as a downloadable game mode have been released for the game so far, plus an expansion pack centered on the Vietnam War, which was released on the 21st of December 2010. If you've never played Bad Company, or if you played Call of Duty, you definitely need to check out Battlefield Bad Company 2, and I hope there's a sequel in the works. LA Noire is a detective video game developed by Team Bondi and published by Rockstar Games. It was initially released for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 platforms on May 17, 2011. A Microsoft Windows port came later, November 8, 2011. LA Noire is set in Los Angeles in 1947 and challenges the player controlling a Los Angeles Police Department officer to solve a range of cases across 5 divisions. Players must investigate crime scenes for clues, follow up leads, and interrogate suspects, and player success at these activities will impact how much of each case story is revealed. LA Noire is notable for its depth analysis newly developed technology motion scan, whereby the actors portraying the game's characters were recorded by 32 surrounding cameras to capture facial expressions from every angle. The technology is central to the game's interrogation mechanic, as players must use the suspect's reactions to questioning to judge whether or not they are lying. The game received wide acclaim for its advances in storytelling and as well as facial animation technology. Sadly, Team Bondi was disbanded shortly after completion. Should a sequel be in the works by Rockstar?
You knew the car was dirty.
You had some way of proving that, Sonny?
We had a goddamn arrangement!
How is it you can bring no less than 3 suspects into my station and still manage to charge the wrong guy?
I did it for you, and that's how you repay me!
You needed the money.
The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim is an action role-playing open-world video game. It is the 5th installment in the Elder Scrolls series, released on November 11, 2011 for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. 3 downloadable DLCs were released, which was repackaged into a Legendary Edition, which was released on June 4, 2013. Skyrim's main story revolves around the player called Dovahkiin, and his or her efforts to defeat Alduin, a dragon who is prophesied to destroy the world. The game is set approximately 200 years after the events of Oblivion and takes place in the fictional province of Skyrim. Over the course of the game, the player completes quests and develops the character by improving skills. Skyrim continues the open world of tradition of its predecessors by allowing the player to travel anywhere in the game world at any time and ignore or postpone the main storyline indefinitely. Skyrim is often considered the greatest video game of all time, with reviewers who particularly have acclaimed the refined character development and great setting. The game has shipped over 7 million copies to retailers within the first week of its release, and sold over 20 million copies across all 3 platforms. Bethesda did release Elder Scrolls Online in 2014, but that's not a true sequel to Skyrim. Alrighty guys, well that was our list for our top 6 video games that need a sequel. If there's one that we did not list that you definitely think should deserve a sequel, post a comment down below. If not, make sure you at least like the video and subscribe for more content, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.